Justin, a minister, has been shot dead by his bodyguard. Things are happening in this world. A minister has just been shot dead by his own personal bodyguard. Imagine someone you employed with your money, someone you trusted your life on, and you ended up being killed by the same person that you trusted, the same person you paid to protect you ended up being the person that murdered you. And what could be the cause of such case? What could have brought that? I don't know what happened, but I will take you down to that news so that you will find out what happened to this minister and why the bodyguard had to shoot him. And not just that the minister was shot, he died at an instant. What a wonderful world and what an evil world. If this is your first time of joining us on this channel, the Info News TV, please, the only thing you can do for us to show us love is to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like this channel, share the news on this channel, and also on your notification button so that you can be receiving news from us. Let's go down to the news proper and find out why this minister was shot dead by his bodyguard. Uganda's Minister of State for Labour, Employment and Industrial Relations, Colonel Charles Okello Ngola, retired, was reportedly killed by his bodyguard. Ngola, who was Deputy Minister for Gender and Labour, was shot dead on Tuesday, May 2nd, at his home in Kampala suburb. Police spokesperson Fred Enaga disclosed that the minister was shot at his residence in Kenyanja at close range while entering his vehicle to go to work. Enaga identified the bodyguard as Private Wilson Sabiti. The police said Sabiti fled from the scene to the training center at Kenyanga Ring Road, where he also shot himself dead. Enaga said a team of detectives was dispatched to the crime scene for further investigations to establish the motive of the shooting. You can imagine that. You can imagine what just happened, that this guy shot his boss dead and also shot himself at an instant. So nobody knows what transpired. Nobody knows what happened behind the scene. Nobody knows what brought about this incident, why this man was shot dead by his own personal bodyguard. Of course, you know that this man hired this bodyguard to protect him, and this bodyguard ended up being the man that killed him. Then let's go down to this one. This one is talking of Senate halts demolition of aviation agency's office at Lagos Airport. Of course, you know that recently the Lagos state has been demolishing some houses, and the information reaching to us is that some of these houses are owned by the Igbo people. But I'm still wondering why someone should buy a house without going to the government a master plan to be able to checkmate whether the place you are buying your house or the place you are building tallies with the government master plan. Because sometimes people end up, blaming the government, saying that they did it out of envy, out of this and out of that. But you know that every government has a master plan. So, as a wise person, if someone is selling a land to you, no matter how cheap that land is, of course, you know that you are going to put your property there and you have to go to the government. That's why you need a CFO of a land. You go to the government and register your land in the Ministry of Lands. And there, the Ministry of Lands will check where the land has been sold for you. And there they will be able to rectify whether that place falls in. Maybe there are some places that the government has already specified for, maybe this is going to be a railway, this place is going to be for pipeline and the rest of them, or maybe governmental buildings and the rest of them, or maybe there are many things that are in the mind of the government. So as a wise person, as an educated person, as a civilized person, if someone is selling a land to you, the first thing you have to do is to go to the Minister of Lands. Check whether the place you've bought is in line with government setups, because government has already in their master plan created where so many things will be in the future. So if you end up buying a place that is not in government master plan, or that according to government's plan maybe a pipeline will go there, or maybe government wants to build something there, you see that you are already doing yourself a harm. And at the end of the day, you will end up saying that the government has done this to you, the government has done that to you, and the rest of them. So please, my people, those, especially those living in Lagos State, now many real estate agencies are on. They are selling lands to you, making you to buy this place. Some of you even bought land. You know, people will buy a place filled with canal. They call it canal in Lagos. A place filled with water, and you see them filling it with sand. And at the end of everything, they will put up a mighty edifice there. And at the end of the day, when the government turn around to do what they want to do, you see them demolishing the land. And some of these people, when they are buying this land, they are being warned. Maybe someone will tell them, don't buy this land though, that in future government is going to set up so there. Some of them will say forget it, when is it going to happen? We know the government of Nigeria, it is just like that. Forgetting that you are dealing with government, that when government comes up with their power stuff, that there is no way you can go about it, you will become a victim of what the government is doing. So let the people be wise. People try and be wise. Don't go and implicate yourself in a kind of case that you will not be able to come out from. Don't go and implicate yourself. Now let's go down to this news. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has been directed by the Senate to halt the ongoing demolition of offices belonging to agencies doing aviation activities at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. The directive is intended to pave way for intervention by the Senate Committee on Aviation chaired by Senate Biodun Olujimi. The resolution followed a motion moved by Olujimi, representing Ekiti South, on Tuesday in Abuja. The motion, titled Urgent Need of Senate Intervention on the Impending Warning Strike by Aviation Unions, lamented the rout in the aviation sector due to incessant strikes and poor funding. The lawmaker drew the attention of the upper legislative chamber to the warning strike by the Union of the Air Transport Employee, Air Transport Services Senior Staff Aviation of Nigeria Association, Nigeria Aviation Professional, and National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers. She noted that the strike have become too many and too frequent to ignore, as issues in contention are not new. Olujimi revealed that some of the issues being contended have lingered for over 80 years, with several agreements signed between the unions and government, and which were not honored. According to her, the continuous threat of outright demolition of the headquarters of the aviation agencies FAAN and NCAA and NAMA in Lagos by the ministry, without making reasonable provision for benefiting alternative offices, in making the affected unions fight back through strike actions. So my people, now don't see as they happen. This one is just the one happening to aviation. There is one happening in Ajao Estate, where houses of people has been demolished, and one woman was crying that she has lost all her properties and she was not able to take her documents and the rest of them. and as of that, no intervention. Nobody intervened. Nobody will intervene for you, because the government has been warning you. They have been telling you to desist from government land, or from a land that the government had designated for something else, and you end up buying the land, and you felt that maybe it will happen, but it's not going to happen soon. And even if it happens in the next 200 years, the land is still yours, and you will be the one to lose many of your properties. So why suffer yourself, especially the Igbo people who are living in Lagos State, who are crazy for land, because you felt that Lagos land is very lucrative. Maybe you buy it and in 10 years time you'll be selling it in 40 or 50 or 100 million. I heard of a woman who bought a land for 1 point something million. At the end of the day, she sold it for around 100 and something million. Yes, it happens. If you are very lucky to buy your land in a good place. I'm not against anyone buying land in Lagos State, because as it stands now, we are still in one Nigeria. So whatever you acquire in Lagos still belongs to you. because you're a taxpayer in that particular place. But buying a place that has been designated by the government to do something else, my brother, you are on your own. Thank you for listening to News Info. If this is your first time, just like, comment, share, and on the notification button. Also subscribe so that whenever our news drop, you'll be the first to collect it. God bless you for listening. Thank you.